Press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
So basically, it's an option and option and question session. So you got to answer fatafat in just 1 or 2 words. Okay. So the first option, it's an option. Texting or talking, like talking in front, face to face. Which one do you prefer more?
Talking, any day talking.
Okay. So the next question is, would you ever date a fan? That is a question.
Depends. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. It depends, honestly.
Okay. So the next question is, if anybody wants to get your attention in the most specific way, what does that person need?
Sorry, in the most?
The most specific way. What does that person need to do? Like, something that it can be any attribute or any quality in a human being that attracts to you the most.
Somebody who's, not deliberately trying to seek attention. I don't like people who try and seek attention.
So you're more into somebody who's natural and that I think appeals to you more.
Somebody who's more authentic and not like trying to just behave in a way because he or she wants to grab my attention.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, that's interesting. So what would be your most favorite Bollywood?
Sorry, I lost you there.
What would be your most favorite Bollywood movie from the 90s?
How can you pick one? I love Andaz Apna Apna. I don't know if Andaz Apna Apna was in 90s. I think it was in 90s only.
That was, yeah.
Yeah. So I'll go for that. That's like my stress buster movie.
Okay, lovely. Just on that note, during this lockdown, did you get to watch that again?
No, so I'm not watching Andaz Apna Apna, but I do watch Friends. So it's similar. Friends is a series. Again, when I feel depressed, I randomly switch on any episode and I feel happy. So
it just rejuvenates your mind, absolutely. Okay, so the next question is, what is your biggest ever fear in life?
That I'm going to fall from an escalator and I'm going to break my teeth. I have a huge phobia of that.
Oh my God. God forbid that never happens.
I really had this fear that I'll fall off from an escalator and break all my teeth.
People telling different kinds of answers like, I'm scared of this insect probably, or I fear different things like probably which are much more like intangible. But I think this is a very realistic kind of fear. So I really, pray
that the larger fears are always there of losing my loved ones and all of that is there. Yeah. But this is a very specific fear that I have. So.
I think that's a good answer. If you could have just one superpower out of all the many which are available, which superpower would you pick to have and why?
I think right now I would want to have a power where I can go back in time and probably, help out. Yeah, probably help or stop the outbreak of the coronavirus. I guess that's going to do us all good, given the situation right now.
Okay, interesting. So the next question is that if you had to describe yourself as a teenager in 3 words, what would those 3 words be?
Like if I'm a teenager?
Yeah, like when you were a teenager, obviously, at that point of time, if you had to describe yourself, the Sayantani Ghosh then, in 3 words, what would those 3 words be?
Studious, I think mature. I was always way more mature for my age.
Okay.
And I think very family bound. Okay. I hardly stepped out. My growing up phase was not like how it is right now. I was very in ghar ke andar, so yeah.
So you liked that, like being in your house with your family all the time. That was like that one quality that you had.
Yeah, so that's one quality. I think it stayed back with me even now. Like I do meet with my friends also, but I have a very compact circle. People. I mean, if you have to say friends is a very generic term which you can give to anybody and everybody, but I believe in quality over quantity. So I might have a handful of friends, but they are the people who are like very near and they're like the inner circle of mine. So that's what I've always been, a very inner circle kind of a person.
I think that's wonderful. Okay, so this is one question. It's a hypothetical question, obviously, but I hope it never happens. But सवाल तो पूछना पड़ेगा. So the question is, if your house was ever on fire, which are the 2 things that you will run with? एकदम सबसे पहले. Like your house is on fire and you have got this, 2 things to pick. What would those 2 things be?
As in 2 things to save?
No, if your house is burning and you have just 2 things to pick and run to save yourself,
yeah,
what would those?
Yeah. Because my brother lives with me, so obviously my first thing was going to be to somehow alert my brother so that both of us can leave. Yeah. And I guess the phone, we'll obviously for all practical purposes need the phone so that to inform everybody around or call the fire brigade and all. So I think these 2 things will be my priorities.
Okay, good. I again hope that that never happens. But it's a hypothetical question to ask you. Okay, so the best gift that you have ever received in your life?
You can't choose like that one. There are so many, you know. There's so many who are so special.
As actors, I think you people get a lot of letters and gifts and all from fans, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
which would be one particular message or a letter or a gift from a fan which
Again,
touched
you
your heart?
can't choose that. You know, they all see that the for me, I love to gift, and for me, the whole idea is not the gift necessarily, the thought behind it. So even if a fan
Absolutely.
is writing anything to you, sometimes it could be emotional, sometimes it could be funny, but it's just the thought behind it is so special. So it's really unfair. You know, similarly with see, obviously there are a few of them which are very special, but right now, so if I have to really pick amongst them, since I have my only living grandparent is my nanny, is my Dida, and she's really old. So I remember there was this one time when she got a chunk of money from her FD or something, and she kind of distributed a substantial amount to all her grandchildren. So though she didn't technically
How
buy
sweet is
anything,
that?
so but with that money we all bought something that we wanted to buy. So that's something I'll always cherish, because you know that's again it's something, it's a memory which will immediately associate me with my Dida. So that's something very special.